Hello, in this video I'll show you how you can connect to the dev Kubernetes and how you can control and work with Kubernetes CLI and working with pods. First thing you need is the config file, which actually can be get from the administrator of the Kubernetes. So in that case it's me who can give you access. So for this we need to put our config file over your current user home directory. Like I have logged in from Mansoor, so I need to put my config file under the /home/Mansoor, like /home/Mansoor .cube, and under this directory I would need to put my configuration file, which is this. And if you are not doing in that way, so you can simply export a variable called kubeconfig and relative path for the config file. Like if you have your config file somewhere in documents or like /home/Mansoor/documents and config, so you can do in that way as well. This will actually what it does, it will create a temporary kubeconfig for your current shell. Like if you terminate this shell, then you would need to recreate this again. Okay. So if you don't have this key, you can contact me. I'll give it to you. So this key must be needed in order to access the Kubernetes CLI. Other than this, you must need to install the kubectl client, and we have a ticket on this where we were referring how to install the Kubernetes CLI. A part of that, I'm imagining you have Kubernetes CLI setup, and what you need to do is you just need to check your pods, like how many pods you are currently in your cluster. So kubectl get pods will let you know how many pods are running along with their name. So these are the pods currently running, and these are the name like access deployment and blah 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 blah, ADM deployment, airfinder, batch runner, and these are the all pods which currently running under your cluster. So this number says how many containers running in this under this pod. Like we have one deployment and we have one container under this deployment, and the current status is running. And restart means how many time it got restarted, and edge is telling that from how long this pod is currently running. Like here in that case it's saying that this particular pod restart 10 times. So if we need to identify how we can diagnose what is the purpose of being restarted this particular pod, so we can see that we can say Kubernetes CLI that kubectl describe describe pod, and you just need to copy the pod name and just hit enter. Okay, this will give you some lot of information about the pod deployed pod. So you can see this is the Docker image name by which actually the Docker container being spawned up. It's Zoe Ratek batch runner da da da. So the reason current state is running and the last state was terminated, and the reason is ohm killed, and exit code is 137 and this happened at 7:36. Number of restart is 10. So here we have described that the limits for the particular container. So this particular container can start with 1 GB and can access till 1200 MB, and as far as CPU is concerned, it can start it from 800 till 900, and this is the environmental variable. So this is pretty much like how you can see why the pod got restarted and stuff like that. So this will give you information about what happened to particular pods. Kubectl Get Deployments. So this will tell you how many deployments you currently have. Deployments. So these deployments will actually tell you which containers are deployed, like AirFinder deployment, batch runner deployment. Recently, just before we were checking the batch runner. So this is the deployment, and under the deployment we will have a Docker container. To see the logs, we have a container running, kubectl get pods. If we need to see the logs of a particular container, if we need to see the network edge log, so we can just issue the command kubectl get pods and copy the pod name, and just we can hit kubectl log and pod name. So this will give you logs of current pod. So if you want to see continuous logs, so then follow the logs or continuous log. So like tail, we use tail. So -f, we just need to issue a -f at the end of our command. So it will continue to give you logs. So this will continue printing the logs and other stuff. So imagine if we need to restart the pod, so we can say that kubectl. First we need to get the pod name, kubectl get pods. Kubectl get pods and pod. From here we just need to copy the pod name. We need to restart. In Kubernetes we don't have a restart concept by a user intervention. User only can delete, and Kubernetes will redeploy the pod. So if we delete, so it will consider as a restart. So kubectl delete pod and pod name. So in our case we are just restarting or redeploying the batch runner pod. So it will never cause any kind of downtime. What it will does, first it will create a pod, replica pod of batch runner deployment under the batch runner deployment. Then once all the health tests got passed, then it will terminate the existing one. Once the pod got terminated, and new pod will created, old pod got terminated, so we will go back to our shell as well. So if we do kubectl get pods, we can see that batch runner has been restarted once 46 seconds ago. If we need to see, there are some services which does not use the std out or std error. So in that case we need to exec to the particular pod. Like in AirFinder case, it will not give you the application logs. Kubectl logs and the pod name. So what it will does, it will just give you a tomcat, not the application logs. In that case, what we need to do is we need to go into the pod, like kubectl exe space -it and the pod name, and after that is --batch. This will take me to the under the container. So from here I can see that AirFinder data handler log are there, and I can tail them from here as well. So I will have the same logs from here. If I don't want to do in that way, so what I can do is I just can the easiest way, which I always follow, I never jumped into the container. What I will does, I will issue kubectl. First I will get the pod name. So what I will does, I will say kubectl exec space -a -it and then the pod name this is the pod name, and after that minus minus. Instead of bash, this time I'm going to execute this particular command. Like from outside the container I can see that logs, application logs, which is on the containers file system. So you can see this is the same kind of flavor that we were having while we were into the container. If we hit the Control C, then we will be on the my own computer. So this is how if you need to terminate or restart the services, just hit the kubectl, first establish kubectl get pods and get the pod name that you want to restart, and then kubectl delete pod, and then the pod name, that particular pod name that you want to restart. In again case, if you want to restart the airfinder data handler, access, ADM, or devce, devna, whatever the services, you can just hit the name, like link routing, you wish to restart, then kubectl delete pod and the link routing pod name. This will delete and recreate the pod again. So we can do it. This is the blue green. It will not cause any kind of downtime and outages. It is very seamless. To see the logs again, you have two ways. One is see the std error and std out logs. This can be done with kubectl logs command. If your container or application is designed in a way that application collects logs in a separate location other than var log, then you will need to jump into your container by using kubectl exec space minus it, and then you can tail your log file. So this is how you can do stuff. Like if I type it over here, kubectl get pods, so you can do log for link routing from here, like kubectl logs, and then pod name. This will give you again this kind of logs means your application is not configured in a way to send logs to syslog. If you need to get your application logs, then you need to exec to your container, and then you can see the logs. Like in link routing case, again kubectl exec space minus it space minus bash. This will take me to the containers shell, and then from here I can see the log files. Like in that case, link route service is the log file. Here I can do the cat, I can do the tail, I can do the vim, I can do nano. So whatever the way you would like to see. So this is one way. Like we have two more things. Like we have a dashboard as well. For dashboard, it is more easier. Like so this command okay, this command I will share this command. So this command will take me to the dashboard. So from here I need to issue this command, and then I need to go to the browser and say 127 https 127.0.0.800. Then I will see some screen like this. I also can navigate logs from here. Due to my internet connection, it's slowing down right now. I already have the token copied, so I can log in. If you don't have token, then what you can do is you can issue a secret kubectl get secret command. I already have everything in my dashboard, so what you need to do is you just need to copy this token and paste it into the login board. From here you can do a lot of stuff from UI, like if you need to turn off someone says that I need to turn off we can find from here which service we need to turn on or turned off. Someone says that Zookeeper deployment, we need to shut it down. So what we can go to the deployment Zookeeper, and then under the Zookeeper you will see something icon like this. Click on this, then it will give you a JSON format, YAML format of your deployment. Here you need to find a tag called replicas. If someone says I need to shut down this service, you just need to set the count 0 and update. Click on update. If you does this, you will see Zookeeper deployment will gone away. If I say Qtl Get Pods, you are seeing that Zookeeper is terminating. If someone says that let it terminate first, once it got terminated, okay, one more case arise over here. We saw that this particular container deleted due to ohm killed. In that case, you can increase the RAM from UI, but this is temporary. When the container got redeployed, it will vanish. So you can go over here and you need to find your deployment from here, like batch runner. So you can see that app batch runner is what is that service? Batch runner. Batch runner is having some issues, so we can click over here, edit the resource. In the resource, we were seeing that there is a memory. Memory is defined over here, like 1 GB of memory, and but it requires more memory to run properly. In that case, what we can do, we can requested memory, we can increase the requested memory to 2 GB, and we can increase this from 2600 2 GB, and we don't need to touch the CPU because it was terminated due to ohm. So we can just update it. If we come over here, Qtl Get Pods, we will see a new container being created. You can see that the new container is being created, the old one is going to terminate. So this container will be launched with more memory, more resources. That is how it you can do the some tuning. If I say Qtl Get Pods, I can see that the batch runner is up and running. And if I say Qtl describe pod and then hit enter, sorry, I wrote the wrong spelling. So we can see that the memory, initial memory is 2 gig and the maximum memory is 2600 MB. So here we can see more information, like which image is being used to spawn up the container. This is the node where our container is running, our deployment is running. These are the variable that's being used in the container. This is the port of the container that being used to expose. This container is started from here. So I hope this particular video will give you a more insight about how to control and manage Kubernetes resources, particularly again logs, tailing logs, and resource increasation, all these covered in this video.